All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Kodash. I want to get double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace, blessing, and salutations to the whole elect of Israel. And this is Brother Zakaria from the GMS Des Moines branch coming again with the lesson on detach. Detach. And when you go into the word detach, it means to let go or to separate. So the Lord called us, out of darkness into his marvelous light. He said we are a holy people. When you go into the word holy, it means separate. So we're separated from the world. We're not of the world. But I'm gonna grab these scriptures, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, but just going into detaching from this place, detaching from this society, and relying and trusting on Yahweh Shema Shai. But this is 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15 to say, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So if you love this world, I mean, the love of the Father is not in you. So we got to detach from this world, because this world is contrary from the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. It says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. So that's who can abide forever. Those that's doing the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. Of course, all of Israel is going to abide forever, but starting with the elect, those that's detaching from this world now, because the wicked of our people, they're gonna get destroyed. And wherever they may be, they're gonna receive a judgment wherever they're scattered to. Because we looking for a new heaven and a new earth where we're in daughter righteousness. Because this world is wicked, and it's ran by the wicked. This is Galatians chapter 5 verse 16 to say, this I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. We got to walk in the spirit, be in the spirit. It says, for the flesh lusted against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. And this world is all of carnality. This world is all of the flesh. But we are of the spirit. The Lord allowed us to sit in heavenly places, and that's how we conduct ourselves. We no longer moving after the flesh, even though we're in the flesh, but we're moving in the spirit to the best of our ability. But this just showing how it's a constant battle with the flesh and the spirit. So we got to detach. We got to keep this body under subjection. We got to rule this flesh. The flesh can't rule the spirit. The spirit got to rule over the flesh. And it starts by detaching. It starts by having discipline, temperance within one's character. This Romans chapter 8 and verse 5, it say, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. So is either your mind is in the spirit, or your mind is in the flesh, which is of this world. And that's enmity with the Most High. And say, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. So having that carnal mind, having the ways of this world, the lust of the eyes and of the flesh of this world will lead to death, will lead to carnality. But if you're spiritually minded, that's life and peace. That's going to lead to you abiding forever. That's going to lead to everlasting life, abiding under Yahweh Shema Shai. Once again, even though we're in the flesh, we're not living or conducting ourselves according to the flesh, but according to the spirit. It said, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. So this is why we ultimately have to be changed into immortals. And that's only for the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. Because this mind the mind museth upon many things. It say the heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? So we got to be changed. But we're being reformed now through putting on that new creature by living and moving according to the Spirit. It says, so verse 8, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High, right? But it says, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, if so be that the Spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the Spirit of Mashiach, he is none of his. And if Mashiach be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the Spirit is life because of righteousness. But if the Spirit of him that raised up Yahushua from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Mashiach from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his Spirit that dwelleth in you. And we've been quickened. We've been made alive from that dead state, from that old man. Being a new, putting on as Yahushua, putting on as the elect. From that dead state we was once in. Killing off that old man. It says, therefore, brethren, we are debtors not to the flesh to live after the flesh. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. And that's what we're doing. We mortify the deeds of this flesh daily, killing that old man. So we detaching from this world, detaching from this flesh, detaching from the ways of lust to the best of our ability. It's a constant battle each and every day, but we're detaching so that we can grow. We're going from glory to glory to a better version of ourselves. It says, for as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the sons of the Most High. So we got to be led by the Spirit. We got to walk in the Spirit. Though we're in the flesh, we don't live or go according to the ways of the flesh. We keep it under subjection. And we got to find that balance, that we making sure that we're not indulging in access of the flesh. This is James chapter 1 and verse 14 to say, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust had conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. And we don't want that. And that's what this life brings. This life is all about lust, being temptation. And and when it's done, it's going to lead to death. So we have to detach from that. We have to detach and be connected to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So while we're detaching from this world, we being attached to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So while we're detaching, we being attached. These people, they being detached from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, but being attached to the world. That's a bad thing. It's going to lead to death. This is 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 11. It say, dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul. So we're just passing through. We pilgrims. You know, we seeking that holy place, the kingdom, a far country, a better country. So we got to abstain from fleshly lust. We got to keep this body under subjection. Once again, abstain from that, because it war against the soul. It's a constant battle. You know, this is a daily battle that we face. So we got to remember and put on the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to combat that. Strive to detach. Pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua that He allow us to detach from the ways of this society, the ways of this flesh. This Hebrew chapter 11 and verse 13 to say, these all died in faith, not having received the promise. We call this the hall of faith. You know, our forefathers and our foremothers. It say, these all died in faith, not having received the promise, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. And it's the same mentality that we should have, that we're strangers and pilgrims. We on a mission. We just passing through. We seeking a better country. It's going to go into it. And say, for they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country, that is in heavenly. Wherefore the Most High is not ashamed to be called their power, for He hath prepared for them a city. where plenteousness is made ready, where rest is allowed, perfect goodness and wisdom, roughly paraphrasing that. That's the kingdom. That's what we're looking forward to. To hell with this place. We look for a new heaven and a new earth where we're in dwelling righteousness. This place is temporal. This place is about to get destroyed, detached. We don't want to get destroyed with it. The Lord say, come out of from my people that ye receive none of her plagues. Going into us getting beamed up into the chariots. But also mentally, we got to detach from this place mentally. And it's going to lead to us being beamed up. It's going to lead to physically being delivered from this place. But we got to detach mentally. This is Sirach chapter 10 and verse 7. It say, pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both do a one commit iniquity. So that pride, man, we can't have that. These people is prideful. They love it here. You can't tell them nothing. They don't want to repent. They don't want to get right. So that's iniquity. That's going to lead to destruction. That's sin. This is James chapter 4 and verse 4. Say, ye adulterers and adulteresses, speaking to you Israelites, our people. It's an adulterous generation, like the Lord called them. And say, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? It's against the Lord. It's an enemy of Yahweh. It say, whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of the Most High. So we can't be attached to this world. We have to be detached because it's an enemy to the Lord. The Lord is against this world. This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And we do this daily. We present our body as a living sacrifice every day. And saying, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and the perfect will of the Most High. So we can't be conformed to the patterns. We can't go after the patterns of this world. We got to go after the patterns of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and be transformed. So we got to transform into that new creature. Not after the ways of the flesh, not doing our own will like we was in the world. We got to detach from that. We got to walk in newness of life now. This is Colossians chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, if ye then be risen with Mashiach, seek those things which are above, where Mashiach sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. We looking for the things above. It says, set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth. So that's what we're looking forward to. The ways of the heavens. Detaching from the ways of the world and looking for those things that are above, the ways of the heavens, the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is St. Matthew chapter 6 verse 19. It said, lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So wherever you got your treasures at, that's where your mind is going to be. If your treasures in the heaven, that's what it's going to be. If your treasures on the earth, that's where it's going to be. But we don't want our treasures on the earth. We got to build up our spiritual bank account. Our treasures should be in the heavens. Lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where it don't rust, where can't nobody steal. So detach from this world. Detach from the ways of the society and detach from the flesh. Though we are in the flesh, we do not live or move according to the flesh. Once again, so detach from these things and attach yourself to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So Lord, with this lesson is edifying. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachakodash. I want to double understand our apostles and elders, great millstone who rule well, and peace, blessing, and salutations to the whole elect of Israel. Shalom, Kwam Yashala.